Absolutely. Quickly just glancing through what the equity handover has been like, solid moves coming in from the US. You've got some tech stocks that have done well on the back of that. Nasdaq has seen gains of about 1.3%. The Dow was higher by about 140 points. Good moves coming in over there. Europe has been very solid as well, 0.8% higher on the stock 600. DAX has done well with gains of about 1%. You've got decent moves coming in on CAT, but you've got slightly weaker moves coming in on FTSE. That's the European markets that we're talking about. And other than that, if I take a look at what the Asian handover has been this morning, we've got moves coming in from Australia, 0.5% higher over there. The Nikkei is higher by about 1.5%, looking very good because Japan's June PPI numbers have been stronger than what the street was estimating. The estimate was 6.5%. It's grown at 7.1%. So in fact, that is something that we are going to be looking out for and looking okay on that front. For Hang Seng, 1.3% uptick. Shanghai doing well this morning, 0.5% uptick over there as well. US jobless data, those numbers, jobless claims have come in at 215,000 versus estimates of 217,000. So slightly softer than the estimates, and that has also worked out well for the handover that we've seen overnight. Now, in terms of some of the global commodities, we've seen a little bit of a softening coming in on oil prices because remember, they touched about $80 a barrel, and from there now it's receded to 76. So looking good over there. Flattish moves coming in for both WTI and Brent. Brent at 76.5. WTI continues to be between the $72 and $73 a barrel range. The precious metals are absolutely flat, both gold and silver. Gold above $4,100. Silver continues to be around $60-61 as well. Let's quickly take a look at what the global comments are that we've been tracking overnight. From agencies, we understand that US officials say that technical talks to will stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon, and these talks continue right now. So that is what the context is right now. They've said that Iranian attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz are acts of terrorism, and they've reiterated the framework agreement with Iran is performance-based, and Iran's actions have amounted to fail to that performance that they were expected to hold up from their end. This is the comment coming in from a US official who has been quoted by agencies. Shifting focus, then let's talk about the US trade representative, Mr. Jamieson Greer, and he says, and particularly he's talking about Spain, because remember, Donald Trump is not very happy with the fact that Spain has not spent as much on NATO spending, and on the back of that, he did say that he's going to be cutting all trade ties with Spain day before yesterday. Just yesterday, that commentary has flipped as usual. You've got Jamieson Greer saying that President Donald Trump may not follow through on his demand for the US to completely sever trades with Spain, but he could if he wanted to, using the same law behind his failed reciprocal tariffs. His own trade representative is saying this. He's saying that Trump for sure can take that step. He may no longer want to, because his meeting with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez recently was a good meeting to discuss core issues about NATO payments. So we'll see how this development shapes up going ahead. Then we've got a note coming in from Bernstein Global, and they're seeing gold rising in late 2026. They've raised their 2026 gold forecast to 4,533 per ounce with a second half target of 4,375. Remember, gold has been something that has been under continuous pressure for a couple of months now. And lastly, we've also got comments coming in from Iran's perspective. Iran Revolutionary Guards Navy, they say that foreigners have no stake in the Strait of Hormuz. They're saying that US adventurism and interference in determining traffic routes in Strait will only result in Iran's crushing response, is the word coming in from Iran. Tehran has increased vessel transit in the last 2 weeks, but it's US actions that are seriously disrupting reopening the Strait of Hormuz. That is Iran's perspective on this entire thing. So we've heard comments coming in from both sides, but yes, that sums up all the global equities, commodities and comments that we've been tracking overnight.